Hello and welcome everyone to today's lesson. So today we'll be talking about volume, specifically volume when you're giving a speech or presentation, which is extremely important no matter what kind of speech or presentation you are giving, because it can work against you in two different ways. Either you can be too quiet or you can be too loud. We need to find, when we're speaking, that perfect sweet spot where we are neither too loud nor too quiet. In that space, that is where we should be speaking at all times whenever we are giving a speech. Now, the problem with volume is that the volume of your speech will depend on a variety of factors. Two specifically would be the loudness or quietness of your voice, because some people obviously have naturally louder voices, some people naturally have softer voices. Also, we have to take into account the geometry of a room, because some rooms will allow for sound to travel better than others, while some will actually nullify the sound and actually make you seem much more quieter than you actually are. So it's always important to determine these factors and understand how we can interpret all these multitudes of variables and often try to get into that sweet spot of a perfect volume when giving a speech. Now I'll give you a short personal story of my own on how I was able to find that perfect sweet spot. So once I was giving a speech in front of my high school on a topic that doesn't really come to mind right now, but what I did is I enlisted the help of two of my close friends, and I told them, can you help me in determining if I'm speaking too loudly or too quietly? And they said sure. So I instructed one of them to sit in the back of the classroom, and I instructed one of them to sit right in the front. Now the reason I did this is because the person in the back would be able to tell me if they could hear me. So obviously, I want to make sure that everyone in the room can hear me. And if the person in the back can hear me, that means the people in the front and in the middle can also hear me. Now, the reason I put someone in the front is because he can tell me whether or not I am speaking too loudly to the point where I am almost yelling in his ear. Now, using these two metrics, they can give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down on how I'm doing. And using that, I can adjust my volume based to what the room requires. So if the person in the back is telling me thumbs down, which means I'm not speaking loud enough, I can increase my volume and therefore reach the back of the classroom until he tells me that he can properly hear me. Now, obviously, you won't be able to do this every time you give a speech, but just something like this can give you an idea of what is required in order to reach that perfect volume. You need to take into account every possible variable that can possibly affect your volume, and always ensure that you are speaking not too quietly or not too loudly. With that said, everyone, this is the conclusion of the video. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video. Also, comment down below on future videos that you would like to see. Now, with that said, everyone, thank you and have a great day.